In regards to how we've been able to successfully translate culture and cultural identity into one of our projects, I think the way that we've been able to do it is the redevelopment of heritage buildings. We do quite a few heritage restorations, and I love working with old buildings. And the Guildford Hotel is probably one of those good examples for me. So understanding the culture of and the identity of the town in which we were rebuilding this hotel. It was a historic town, and the Guildford Hotel was the heart of that town. It caught on fire in 2008 and remained a vacant, burnt out shell for 7 years beyond the fire. And there was enormous amounts of public outcry that the building didn't have a roof. The roof was lost in the fire, and quite a bit of public backlash and protests that nothing was actually happening on the site. So we got involved because we could see the need for something to happen on the site, and I knew the owners of the hotel. I introduced them to the future tenants and helped to build that relationship together. And one of the reasons why the hotel stood vacant for so long was that people came into that space that, you know, the owners were trying to get many people involved. They couldn't see beyond the burnt out structure. We came in as architects and were able to sell the idea and the dream to the tenants, and they fell in love with that idea, and that was what we carried through and to make it the success that it is today. So what about that idea was it that made the project so successful? And that comes back to the cultural identity of the space. We recognised that the history of that building was so intrinsic in not only the built form but its value within the community that we really wanted to express that through the reimagining of the hotel itself. And so we recognised that there was not only the history pre-fire, but after the fire became quite significant in people's minds. And we really played on that as the idea. And so we made sure that the reuse of virtually everything that was found within the hotel was reused. It didn't matter what state it was in. So you'll actually be able to walk through the hotel now and you'll see a number of artefacts that are still burnt out. They've been repurposed. The beautiful old Belvedere that was lost in the fire, we've reused some of the twisted burnt steel as lighting features over the main bars. The burnt timbers that are still expressed throughout there, but then also really played on a lot of the history and the heritage that so many of the residents value in that area by the installations that we've done with the art pieces, with the interpretive pieces in there. So, and that's been really a 360. It's come back around again in terms of the way that the community have really embraced that space, and it's brought the heart back into Guildford, which is, you know, for me, architecture and is not just about a building, it's about creating that community and helping to build that cultural identity.